Hi, good evening. I'm really sorry I couldn't connect this morning. I tried to make this video. When I was at a spa, I decided to take some time off with my girls today. And we went to Champneys and spent a day there. And I was trying to be clever and trying to multitasking and trying to do this on my iPhone, but there was no reception, so I couldn't do it. So I thought I would do it now. And as I'm trying to keep up with my daily routine of sharing some of my thoughts as part of my celebrating the new year, new everything, new beginnings, a brand new. I just feel such a privilege to be given another 365 days to do what we need to do and make a contribution to whatever we are doing. And today I want to talk to just share some of my tips. I've got a lot of tips I've borrowed from other people. I've invented myself. How to get rid of overwhelm as a social entrepreneur, change maker. It is one of the biggest challenges facing us with overwhelm, too much information. As practitioners, just so much conflicting information, and one can easily, in any given day, be overwhelmed with all sorts of things, which just derail our plans, our New Year's resolutions, our goals, and it comes up a lot with people I work with and people around me. It comes up as a very big challenge we all face, to just get ourselves so overwhelmed. And it leaves us paralyzed. We can't do anything. So I just said, I think I better share some of this because it comes up for us all in different forms. And so my first tip about how to get rid of this is to plan. And that's why this whole thing we'll be talking about, the new year talks about New Year's resolution, people making goals, which they never follow through because they're not specific enough. But on a day-to-day basis, in terms of steps of trying to reach your goals, is really to have a plan, to plan your day, to simple things like just writing down what needs doing, what you're planning to do that day. Or I tend to write down what I plan to do the next day, just the last thing, and I thought I don't go to bed thinking about it. If I've written it down somewhere, I don't have to remember, I need to send that email. So I just put it down. So it's a little plan. And it doesn't have to be some grand old plan with ribs and bells ringing and whatever. It's really something simple. Whatever works for you on your notepad, on your iPad, whatever works for you. I use notebooks. Really just simple notebooks, which doesn't tear, because paper I always lose. I just write down what I want to do, what I'm planning on doing. And it also gives me an opportunity, once I've written things down, it also gives me an opportunity to say, actually, I've put that down, but am I the right person to be doing it? It also gives me really a very good opportunity to just say, no, I'm not doing that. I can delegate that. And I only need to do things which no one else can do. And I have really, over the years, I have got into this habit of always writing things down in my notebook, what I'm going to do the next day. And I find it really helpful. It stops me having this information in my head, and it stops me feeling overwhelmed. So that's one tip I would suggest you try it in your work, in your whatever. You've got to do things which work for you. The next thing I find useful is that once I've got this plan and I have got hi Mark, I have got the plan and I know what I'm doing. I'm not as overwhelmed and have all these things going around in my head. I pace myself, and you really need to break it down, put it in chunks. I mean, I do things like doing all my emails the same time. So I would say 10 to 11, I'm going to do all my emails. 11 to 12, I'm going to make all those difficult phone calls which need to be made. But emails timing them, I always do them in 90 minutes. I don't know why 90 minutes seems to be a good chunk of to break it down, and that really paces me. I stand up, I go and make up my cup of tea. Whereas when you're just looking at this list, you can actually get over and say, "God, how am I going to do it? Where do I start?" And pacing myself and putting them in blocks, emails doing them one after the other, phone call one after the other, paperwork doing it one after the same time. Get all your paperwork together and put it in order. And that I find that's a very structured way for me, which works for me to pace myself. So I'm not 1 minute answering an email, the next minute I'm making a call. I just get so disjointed, and again that can lead to overwhelm. The final thing I think we tend to really forget in our overwhelm and in being who we are, change makers, social entrepreneurs, trying to make that huge impact and making a difference in the society in which we're working, is that we actually forget to have fun in all this. It's all very serious, and it is really my last P, which is pleasure. You have to find in all that, the fun in it. Use some humor to pace yourself. Have a laugh at yourself. Life is not all that serious every day, and make it fun. Make it enjoyable. That's the reason why you're doing it. Take time out yourself to do the things which you enjoy doing, which is out of your normal routine. And I find when I do things like that, when I really get myself out of the system, like today I spend the whole day at the spa, it's actually time to think and laugh and think of other things, and you come back much, much more inspired, refreshed, and ready to face another day. So as a recap, as a quick reminder for you to think about it, I call it my 3 Ps, which is plan, pace, and pleasure. So you can share your way you plan your things, the way you pace yourself. People have got so many different things they do. I would love to hear your comments about it. And what do you do for fun to stop all that overwhelm? Until tomorrow, good night. Bye-bye.